Alright, everybody. So I was trying to make a quick video before I go to work. I was supposed to upload my other video. I just didn't get through all the editing. I mean, because if you look at my account, like, I'm really not. I just haven't been able to play. I picked up an extra 3 hours. I pick it up this Thursday. I'm just picking up a lot of hours of work, so I'm just not really getting time to play. But, I'm at least doing my dailies, or my unas, because it's just quick. But, I'm also trying to get the raids done, which is kind of hard. So, because I needed the gold. But either way, this video is basically about why alts are important. I have somebody in the comment section that has really good points, but he doesn't understand why he's wrong. So I'm making this video to show why alts get a benefit. So what he's trying to say is that, so what I was referencing to be clear, was getting characters to a threshold that they can benefit characters above them and benefit, right? So the first time I did this was when I got all of my characters from 1370 to 1450 for silver, and then I did the math. It was like 4 to 5 weeks or something of me doing Descoludas at the time with the current stone price back then to recover their value, and they did. They actually recovered in like 3 weeks or something like that, so all the gold I put in was worth it. We're making that same argument again. He's trying to say that if I get characters... Now, this is more extreme, and I didn't actually do the math until now, and I'm still not 100% sure. So, like, obviously, this could still be wrong, but I don't think it is, because the math is so far in one direction that I just don't get how this kid can't see that he's wrong, right? So I'm going to make the video, because there's probably a lot of people in the same boat. But essentially what it is we're now trying to argue to get these characters to 1490. First off, I already got the characters to 1490. Therefore, I have 4 months now to build value upon that. Does that even make sense? Like, I don't even know if he gets that. Like, that fact that I'm already there with these characters means that they've been rebuilding their value for like 8 months now, right? Or at least we'll say 3 months, or we'll say 2 months, and we'll add 2 to the 4 of a con, right? So 6 months they've been building their value is the math that I should use to prove you wrong. I'm gonna use your math, and I'm gonna subtract a month. Instead of saying 5 months, I'm gonna use 4 months. And it's illogical what the kid is trying to get at, and that's all I'm trying to say. So, like, all right, we're going to pull some stuff on screen. First off, he said, I gave him some rough math already, so I'm going to actually just basically go directly from where I said. It was 33,000 gold, and I was doing it in here, so you can kind of see what I was doing. Or it's not here, but anyways. So if you get the characters to 1490, I was doing the math on 20 gold stone, even though it's more than that, but we're just going to do 20 gold stone. He said you get 15 from Calangal or something like that, and I wouldn't even do these. That's the crazy thing is, like, or not Calangal, Caliglios. I wouldn't even do this. That's what's crazy is, like, I'm making this argument, but you have to actually do this shit to get the value back, and I don't even do what he does 7 days a week. I actually don't want to do that. I want to do 3 days a week, right? So he says you get 15 per, so I'm assuming that you get 30 per, but I actually think you get 10 and 20. I don't really remember. I really don't remember. This is what sucks. So we'll do 10. We'll dumb it down all the way. We'll say you get 20 3 days a week because arrested, which is 60 a week, times 4, right, because it's 4 weeks in a month, times 4, because there's 4 months in a year, right? Or 4 months in a year, 4 months, 4 weeks or 4 months in the time period, in the 4 months between us and a con. And then just times that times 20. On evaluation, it's 19,000 gold. So I really took a hit there. It was 33,000, but it's because I was doing the dailies daily, right? So it's 19,000 doing it the way I play the game and playing less, and that's what I'm trying to get across is the altar so you can play the game less, and he's just not getting that, and that's okay. That's fine. I understand it. But we're going to do the math that he said because it was actually better math, so fuck it. We'll say 10, or you get 10 per day times 7, or 70 times 4, because 4 weeks, times 4, because 4 months, 1,100 times 20, right, because 20 gold apiece. It's actually like the same. Actually, it's like the same, but you're going to play 3-4 days less in a week. Like, that's why I can't even believe I'm having this argument, but, like, because it's so brain dead fucking simply lopsided that you should just get it. You should just get it. It's crazy that no one is getting it. But that's fine. So 22,000, we'll add that to the top. If you do the math, I did like rough math for gems. I basically assumed at Chaos Dungeons you get 1 level 3, every single day times 7 days, times 4 weeks, times 4 months, divided by 3 for your 4s, divided by 3 for your 5s, divided by 3 for your 6s, divided by 3 for your 7s. So it's about 4 7s. It's not including the cube rush and all the other things that you get on top of it. Okay. Whatever, we'll do that, and if you do the rest, it comes out to be about the same. I did it. It's a little bit less. It's like 3.6 or something gems, but I don't care. I don't care. We're going to say 4. So let's say you got 4 level 10s. That's 40,000 gold plus the 20,000. So we're already at like 60,000. I know it's a little bit more, but I don't care. That's my point that I'm trying to make, right? And if you go look at his thing, he said that it costs about 68 to 69,000 on the average, and that's the max roll average. That's what it says. It's the cost without the materials. You shouldn't need the materials because you just spent 4 months farming materials. So, like, that's why I don't get it. Like, you're going to have bound mats. Like, he was bringing up the books, but I'm not That's irrelevant because I've been getting my books from here. So I just don't understand why you're putting certain costs into the equation that aren't actually an essential part of the equation. If you're playing these characters, like I said, with rest and using them as a secondary roster to funnel the main roster, then you're always applying rest. You're always getting the books for free. You're always using bound materials. Otherwise, they're not alts. The only person you should be using your tradable materials on are main characters. So if you're buying the arrays, then or fusion materials, you're not playing it like an alt. You're right. You're playing it like a main character. I only use the stronghold bound fusions, and when they give them to us for free to get these characters up, that's why they're sitting on bound ones. That's fine. I don't want to be mean. I want you to really get this because this is important. It's the most important math in this game. So we're already at 60,000. That's just some stupid rough math. Stupid rough math. Okay, now we're gonna add. He said that only whales add the silver cost, but I don't think that's true. I think anybody who's playing the game in the proper ratio, and this is going to hurt a lot of people because there's a lot of people sitting on like 80, 90k, 100k silver, and people are like, oh, that's a grinder, that's a farmer. In my opinion, that's an idiot. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you're sitting on mass amounts of gold, it means that you're not using it, and you're over farming your chaos dungeons. And I'm not saying that you can over farm chaos dungeons because you really can't, but you kind of are. That's what that looks like. Like, if you have like 100k silver, where's your silver going? Like, how are you maintaining this high amount of silver and leveling things? You're not. You're probably leveling your main 6 and only your main 6, but you're still playing all those secondary characters, so your silver is really high. So then I would argue that you're just wasting your time playing those secondary characters, right? If you're already at a peak or an excess amount of resources, and like I said to the people who only play one character, then you should put your attentions into just getting more of those materials you need on those main 6 characters, doing more of their boss rushes for more of the stones, since you already have such a high amount of silver. Like, I'm really confused on the kid's logic, because it's what you're telling me is exactly what I'm saying in all my videos, is that you're not following a ratio. That you don't even know what your ratio is. That you're following the standard ratio, the one that the Koreans set up for everybody, because that's what their brains believed was what it was. There's one way to play the game, and there's only one way, and you got to stick within this guideline, and if you don't, then you must be wrong. That's hilarious. It's delusional. It's like the chick that I just got banned from my stream last night because I said anything different than anybody else. Cool. And I made a fucking Nazi Germany reference, because that's exactly what it was. You're telling me that if I have a different opinion that I can't speak up or say anything, I should just sit there and be quiet. Okay, cool. I'll wear my gold star and I'll fit in. Like, that's essentially what that sounded like. Like, cool, get the fuck out of here. I'm happy I unfollowed. Like, I don't need your shit. But it's the point. I'm kind of edgy about that. Like, that was annoying. I was just joking and having a good time. I can't stand shit like that. Like, I'm not going to conform, I guess is what I'm saying, to the person in the comments, because I know that I'm right. I've proved it a million times, and anybody that understands math on a relatively simple level can sit here and go through these variables like what you're doing. What I'm confused by is that you're giving me these variables and then somehow still not seeing the logic. And giving me the stuff you're giving me, you should just kind of be seeing this, actually. That's what's terrifying, is you run 15 characters and you don't see this. But anyway, so 60,000. Let's get right back on the point. And then I did the reds, and I undersold the reds. I said that the reds we're going to say 60k. The math was, if you only got 50 new reds from the 1490 dungeon, and this isn't even accurate, you get more than this, but whatever, from this dungeon, which isn't even accurate, because if you got them to 1490, now with the free chest, you should just get them to 1520, because it's free, and there's no gold cost there anymore. So I'm not even going to really make this point the way I should be, right? I'm still lopsiding it, but that's okay. So you get 50 reds. Let's say you got 50 reds per dungeon, per thing, right? And this is the way I did the math. And you did it every day, you got 50. From each dungeon. So you're going to times that by 2. You get 100 each day times 7. Again, if we do the rest, it's not that different. It is what it isn't. Times 4. Times 4. And then you would times it by 10 because 10 gold per, but then you'd divide it by 10 because it's 10 in a bundle. So we're just going to leave it there. It's 11,000. You add the 11,000 to the other 60,000. You now have 70,000. Let's say 71 because we actually have decent math there. 71,000. So look at that. I'm not even covering all of the materials. I'm underballing everything, and I'm already proving you wrong. Now, where I'm going to be more accurate with my math is I told you that it was 1 book per brow, but it's actually like almost 1 book per gate, right? But we won't even do that. We'll just say 3 books. 1, 2, 3. We'll say you get 3 books. And I'm not even including the fact that you could be getting weapon books. I'm including the fact that you're only getting armor books, right? So we're going to do the math again. You get 3 per clear. You have 4 clears up until a month. You have 4 months up until a con. That means there should be 48 books at the evaluation of 200 a book, which again, I'm underballing and being inaccurate with, but that's okay. I like doing this because I think it's fucking funny that you're still wrong because the math is so lopsided that I could do this for days, but it's cool. 200 gold, it's really like 250, but we'll stick with 200 because I love making my points correct. We're going to multiply it by 200, and And there's your gold value. And somehow I got more than I got last time. Oh, because I put 3 books instead of the 2 books, because it's a little bit more accurate. So we're going to add that to the top of that. And now we're just going to say, was it 71,000? So we're at 80K. We're at 80K. So even with your bullshit number of 108,000 average gold per character, they would pay by the time where they get to a con. This is what's funny, is the goal in getting them to 1490, right? And this only applies to my roster. If you're somebody that isn't even close to this and hasn't been playing your characters, because I do want to throw some disclaimers in there, because there's parts of what he's saying is right. If you don't already have this, this is not your goal. Your ratio cannot do this, okay? And this is why I keep talking about your personal ratios. I really need to get into the hands and into the brains and into the conversations with you guys on a direct level, so I can look at your accounts and tell you exactly what I think you should be doing. Actually, screw that, not what I think, what you need to be doing. And based on what this kid's given me and told me, he needs to be leveling some of his alts. But I ain't trying to be mean. I'm not trying to tell you how to play the game. Also, stop calling it a fucking trap. I'm really tired of people judging me for playing the game I chose to fucking play the game. Period. I am not in a trap. Okay, I love all of these characters. I want to have all of them leveled up. I enjoy them. I enjoy them on an individual level. I enjoy the personalization. This isn't a fucking trap to me. I don't care about 6 mains. I don't care about being content ready. I do to a degree. It's not that for me. I love each of these characters. So you need to stop assuming that if somebody's trying to do something like this, that they're consumed or they're burdened or it sucks for them. I have more fucking fun with the game because everybody gets played on rest and I get to play 90 different characters while you're stuck playing the same 6 every fucking day unrested. Stop. You're the one bitching about burnout in the comment, not me. Although I am burnt out. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I'm going to meet you halfway because that's what I do. But you're not meeting me halfway in the comment. And that's why I kind of stopped commenting back. Was because you're showing me that you really aren't being reasonable. You want your point to be right so bad that you're willing to ignore facts. And that's kind of where I have to draw the line. I can't argue with somebody who's going to just blatantly ignore facts. Because again, I'm underballing the shit out of this. I didn't even include boss rush and all that. I'm not including the silver evaluation, which is 1,000 gold per 100k silver. I don't know why you're not accounting for that, because anybody who's running a roster or trying to do what I'm doing needs the silver. So your points just null fucking void again. It sucks because the points you're making are good points, but they're null void. They're not good points in these circumstances. What else? I need at least one more item. I need at least one more item that we get from the raids that I can throw in that pool. I don't want to do books because engraving books are at a low, right? And it's too RNG based, but what? You know what? Oh my god, this is perfect. No, that's not perfect because you can't give value back to the account with that. See, it sucks. It's only really gems. I could go tripods. Nope, don't like that though. I could do blues, but what? Add 3k gold, like. Yeah, I don't actually have any more things that I can think of off the top of my head other than card. Like everything else is non-monetary, like card pack runs, all those types of things. You can't really evaluate gold-wise, so it's really hard to get any value there. But I mean, it's just crazy. I can't even believe that you're denying it, man. It's just insane. It really is. And I'm not even talking about bussing, because I don't like bussing, but I genuinely could just beat your point with the concept of bosses. All of my 1490 characters can easily bus a normal Voltan or an Argos or like any of, do you know what I mean? All of these characters could return their gold in some sense if I wanted to. And I'm just not. You know, and the other thing too is I did Chaos Dungeon math for the Reds. I didn't even include the fact that they're going to get Reds from Caliglios. Like, that's why this is bothering me so much. Is like the math is so fucking one-sided. It's not even funny, man. I'm already at 80k and I underballed. Like, I underballed to give you a break, to give you a fucking chance at competing with my logic. But you can't. You can't. You just can't. It's insane that you're actually arguing this. And the thing is there's certain points where he's right. Like, if you try to push all your characters to 1580, you would never, that might bury you. But as they reduce the costs for all these different things, it becomes plausible and logical. And again, I undersold everything. I even sold the stones at 20 gold a piece. They're not even 20. I think they're like 30. Like, I literally undersold. They're 28. I undersold everything. Everything. To try to make my point still. So, like, please, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. And don't. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I want you to stay because you're a valued opinion. Like, you're pointing out logical points. But stay on the side of logic. The second that you see that you may be wrong because the math is so fucking lopsided, back the fuck off and figure out that you're wrong. Don't keep making up more bullshit to try to make yourself feel right about it. It's not. And, you know, his logic was about the pity thing, about the fact that you can pity. But listen, I've been playing this game a very long fucking time, and I'm sure a lot of you have too, and I got a lot of friends, and I'm sure a lot of you too. And all of my characters, and all of my characters, I have never, ever pitied like 4 items in a row. I've never even pitied, and this is pretty bold, I've never even pitied 2 items back to back. Never mind a shit ton of them. So yeah, fine, you pity your plus 20, but I'll bet you didn't pity your 19, you didn't pity the 18, you didn't pity the 17, you didn't pity the 19 to 20s on all your armor. That's my point. You're using some math that just doesn't even fucking make sense. You're calling it napkin math. I can use napkin math because it's so extreme that the point should be fucking clear. And now my final point for why alts are important, and then we're gonna end the video because it's a one-off, is the fact that what you're missing the most is the point that I tried making right there at the end, was that you have 2 options here. We're going to assume that Caliglios gives you 10 a day for unrested times 7, which is 70, times 4 in a month, times 4 again. It came out to be 1,120 stones for doing your content every fucking day unrested. If you do the math and you assume that it's 30 minutes per character, we'll say 15 per Guardians, which isn't even accurate, but we'll say 15, and you do it times 7 every single day, you do it times 4, and you do it times 4, and then you divide it by 60 because it was in minutes. You have 28 hours worth of playtime to get that 1,100 stones, or you can do it my way, which is the smarter way, which is playing 3 days a week, and then instead of getting 10, you're getting 20 stones times 3 because you're only playing 3 days a week. Okay, and that's not even really accurate. That's actually, it's like 50 something because you can't really play 3 days of rest, and I'm not getting into that. There's a video on it. I'll link it. Times 3 days a week times 4 times 4 because it's in a month, and look at that, you got 960 stones. But here's the difference. Are you ready for this? Because this is what I love. You got about 200 less stones. Remember, you played 28 hours though for the other one, but now you're playing 3 days a week. So we're going to do 3 times 15 minutes for each thing, right? Times 4 times 4, 720 hours. That seems like almost 400 less hours or whatever it was. Or actually, we have to do that 60, right? 12. Whoa, wait, that can't be right. Hold up, stop. Because if that's right, now I don't even want to I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Actually, if that's right. But wait a minute. Wait. 20 times 3, because 3 days a week, times 4, because 4 weeks in a month, times 4, because 4 months to a con, divided by 60 is 16 hours. Okay, let's do it one more time to make sure I'm not wrong. Rested is 20 per day, times 3 days a week, times 4 months in a month, 4 weeks in a month, times 4 months between a con, divided by 60, because 60 minutes in an hour, 16 hours. So you went from 28 hours to 16 hours. I saved you 12 hours a week. You lost 200 stones. You're playing the game using the rest bonus the way it's intended to be used. And the value, from what I proved in the beginning of the video, will be returned to you within that 4-month period, which is totally okay if it takes 4 to 5 months. It's okay if it takes 4 to 5 months to return the value, because they get to that point and now they're able to continue funneling. And what you're not understanding, I guess, is this is why I have a problem with people sitting on gold and sitting on silver, is that you could be farming a higher tier of something, earning more rewards. So not only is your point wrong, but in the time that they're returning that value, in the next 4 months that they're returning the value that they just used, the value that you're talking about, they're also going to be increasing the value that they're producing over time. And by the time we get to that 4-month mark, it's all profit. It'll all be profit at that point. Once they're where they need to be, which is here, 1520, 1540, because of the free stuff, there's no cost anymore. It's all profit from that point forth until I decide to start pushing them again. I'm having a real hard time with you, buddy, because this should be fucking straightforward and simple. But that's it, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. This is another Evolving Mental moment. This is why you need alts. If it's not clear, I'm probably going to make a billion more videos on this, but it should be relatively clear. Actually, one more thing that I didn't even mention, because I'm low on pirate coins. This is a bad thing to mention sometimes. But actually, last week it was really relevant. Last week, I made easily 10 to 30k extra gold because I used all my pirate coins. And I went to... And this is a bad value. I'm going to say it right now. This is not. If you're a new player, you don't do this. Promise me you don't do this. But if you're somebody like me who has no use for them anymore, no use for your pirate coins, and this is the thing, I can make a video on how you could go do the pirate iron, get or event island, get the pirate ship things, and then cut a character or cut time somewhere else and probably make more money. Like that's what I'm trying to get to. Is you just don't understand it, and it's crazy because you have so many options. You have 15 plus characters. You have the same options I do. But yeah. So essentially, first off, let's just exchange this. So I'm 180,000 stones. So if I wanted to, I could do it again this week. I can literally buy all of these on all of my characters. I'm not going to buy the blues because there's no value in them, but I can literally go through. I can buy all of these on all my characters. That's 200 per character. 200 per character, right? So let's just do the 6... no, I don't want to do 649s. Let's just do one character. That's fair, right? Because we're talking about one returning one's value. So you get 200 a week times 4 times 4, and it's 3,200. So it's an extra 3,200 gold from that character. It's not that much, but that's passive. You didn't do anything for it. You went to a ship and collected it. So it's just, I just don't get how you don't see it, my man. I don't, and it's concerning actually, because you're not alone. You're not alone. There's a lot of people who don't get this, and that's really concerning. It's really concerning. It's not just concerning for the game. It's concerning because if you don't get that, that's basic math. Like, it's basic math. This is why people don't, and actually, I'm going to stop there. Because I was going to say, this is why people don't get returns on their investments in real life either, is because of shit like this. Like, they don't get it. They don't understand cost structure. And that's what's hurting them. And he actually did, though. He does get it. I think he's just being delusional. The kid just doesn't want to be wrong. I think he's seeing that he's wrong, because the points he's making are less and less logical. You know what I mean? But I love it. I love you. I think that what you add to my channel is huge, because it's important for somebody to question my logic. I might come off like an asshole and a know-it-all, and I am. But you have no idea how much I actually value your opinion, especially when you disagree with me. And that was why I was so mad that chick banned me. Because, one, I was joking. I was having a good time. Like, I'm there for my drops, first off. So, like, you're fucking on a pedestal for thinking that I'm here for you, first off. Okay, I'm not a simp. I'm not one of these little monkeys that you need to follow everywhere. And that's why she was mad. It's because I wasn't being one of the little follow-along to get along monkeys. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't wear my gold star and fit in. But no, if you come to my stream on Wednesday and Thursday, if you come to my YouTube channel, feel free, as long as it's within reason. Don't be like a dirtbag to society, right? Don't say anything extremely mean, racist, sexist, nothing like that. And sexist to me means literally putting down the other gender for just being that gender. That doesn't mean using stereotypes as a joke. Like, stereotypes are funny, and that was that girl's problem. But if you come to my presence and anywhere in my sphere of influence, feel free to speak how you need to speak. If you're having a hard time getting your point across to me, take time to reword it. If you want to talk to me vocally and you want to jump in Discord, we can do that too. I'm all about finding middle ground. I'm all about understanding why somebody thinks I'm wrong. So please, don't think that this is an attack at you. I know it come off real hard sometimes, but I really do value what you're adding to my thoughts and my thought structure. Okay, so, and if you still don't get this, I apologize, but I made this video actually really for you. So I hope you understand that that's how much I value what you just said to me, and how much I value what I believe to be where you're falling short ideology-wise. But yeah, that's it, guys. Another Revolving Mental Moments. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate all of you. Stay tuned. I'll catch you in the next one.
Let's go. Yeah, public enemy number one. When we mobbing, trouble in the streets, so we come with a spot. Public enemy number one. And we mob that. Ring it along. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Trouble on the way. I want my revenge. Welcome to the payday. Hungry for destruction. Crazy for the cray. Better clear the exits. Make a way to vacate. Ready to rage and riot. I wanna raise the silence. Yeah. Keeping the safe and violent is what being asylum. Yeah. They wanna make us quiet. Breaking the cage of silence. Yeah. They wanna make compliance. We gonna speak the fire. Yeah. Time to write a new code. Let's let the rules go. Show them what they name us. Public enemy. Uno. Yeah. They say we ruthless. We savage. Yeah. There's a method to the madness. Yeah. They say we psycho. The baddest. There's a method to the madness. 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 Savage, yeah, but there's a method to the madness. We gon' do it our way, never needed the kudos. Kill 'em with the chaos, only way that we do know. Lawless and ruthless, that's a dynamic duo. That we get the job done while you running your food home.